Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. And today I'm excited because we have reached another draft here in the series, the 2025 Major League Baseball first year player draft. So we'll get to add some more athletics to our system and potentially see them at the majors. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. If you missed the last episode, I went through 38 prospects who we could potentially draft and that could potentially make an impact in the majors. If you missed that one, I am going to leave a link to that in the description. But it's time for the draft, and here a look at the top 30 prospects. Again, like I just mentioned, a lot of these guys we did take a look at. We had the number 4 pick in the draft, so hopefully we can make an impact. I do have a guy at the top of my board in left fielder Ollie Graham, who I hope falls to that selection. He is number 1 on our board. But we also then don't pick until pick 40, so we got a little bit of ways between them. But let's get started with the draft. The 2025 MLB draft is underway, and we'll start with the very first pick owned by our division rivals, the Seattle Mariners, who won the lottery. And with the first pick in the draft, they take starting pitcher Randy Irvin out of Ohio State, a stud in the making. I mean, I don't hate this pick at all for the Mariners. This is a very good selection to make number 1, arguably the best prospect in this class. He is now a Seattle Mariner, which means we'll probably see him at some point in this series. We then move on to the number 2 pick, which is owned by the Milwaukee Brewers of the NL. And with the second pick in the draft, they select Aaron Berry, another starting pitcher from Murray State College, a JUCO school in Oklahoma. Another very good selection. He was very much everybody consensus number 2, which means the top guy, Rolando Castro, is slipping in the draft. He did come into the draft injured, so maybe that's playing a factor. But Berry goes to the Brewers. And then with the third pick right before us, with number 3 overall, the Royals select Ollie Graham, the left fielder out of UCLA. The top guy on my board is now gone. He wasn't really projected until maybe pick 7. He was 8th in our scouts, but I liked him to go number 4 to us. But unfortunately, he goes to the Royals. They pick snipe us. I thought the best bat in the class. So very unfortunate for us, but very good for the Kansas City Royals. Which means now we got to kind of audible a little bit here at the 4th pick, because we got 4 minutes to make our selection. There is still Rolando Castro, the reliever from Puerto Rico, who's everybody's consensus top guy, who's now slipping in the draft, maybe because of his injury. If we don't want to go him, there's Dan Leon. He's the highest ranked position player from Venezuela, the 19-year-old. He's more of a defensive guy in my opinion. I don't know if I want to go that spot number 4. There's also Ron Maraville from the Dominican Republic, an 18-year-old pitcher who, if we want to go the starting routes, could be a very intriguing option. Charlie Rowe, a first base bat who has a very good plate skills at 18 years old from Jamaica, can also play a little bit of defense. He's an intriguing option. And then there's also Moses Meadows in left field. If we do want to go the outfield route, now that Graham's gone, there is Moses Meadows. But ultimately at number 4, we're going to go with the 18-year-old from Jamaica. I just love what I see potentially out of Charlie Rowe's bat. So with the number 4 overall pick in the 2025 Major League Baseball first-year player draft, the Athletics select Charlie Rowe, the first baseman 18-year-old, who did opt out of his physical, which is a little bit concerning, but he just looks like a stud with the bat. I don't really usually go 18-year-olds. I kind of like to go with the more proven guys, but Rowe just looks like it's going to be hard to pass him up. So he is the newest top guy in the Athletics. Last year we selected Robbie Martin at number 4, and it paid off for us so far. So see if we can strike twice with Charlie Rowe. Welcome to the squad. Now we'll go through the rest of the first round, see who all of the teams get with their first selections. With the pick right after us, we see the Chicago White Sox up next, and they did go with Ron Maraville, the starting pitcher from the Dominican Republic at 18 years old, another guy that I thought about at number 4. The Mets up next, number 6. They go Ellis Hutchins, another starting pitcher we looked at. He went to a JUCO school in Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County Community College. That seemed like the very popular way to go. There's also some guys up in this spot that we did not scout and we did not take a look at. Starting pitcher Kelly Gomez goes to the Rockies, who have a history of making interesting first-round selections. The Nationals go with Greg Rivera, an 18-year-old we did highlight in the draft preview. He's from Venezuela, another good outfielder. And the Padres at pick 9 go Dan Leon, a consensus top 5 pick for a lot of teams and a lot of experts, he falls to number 9, and that could be beneficial for the Padres. Our division rivals in the Angels, they go starting pitcher Bo Reeves. We didn't take a look at him, so interesting in that regard. The Giants now at pick 11 go another starting pitcher, Gerard McDaniel. So 2 back-to-back starting pitchers. Leaves the Tampa Bay Rays at pick 12. And they will slide in and take Maurice Nobles, a second baseman who I don't think was one of the top second basemen we looked at. He goes to Tampa Bay. Another Florida school, Miami at 13, go Ray Polanco, a third baseman. So a lot of guys now starting to go that we did not even scout. I don't even remember seeing them on the board in that regard, so maybe an oversight on us. Reds do take Jacob Shepard, a starting pitcher from Tennessee Community College, another JUCO school pitcher, a guy we did take a look at, and a guy I did actually like a lot. The 15th pick, the Cardinals, they go Steve Thrasher, another starting pitcher, as there have been 4 in the past 6 selections. Detroit now in the second half of the first round, they go shortstop Edgar Aquino from Cuba, an 18-year-old who had some intriguing upside at the shortstop position. 17, the Red Sox go Gary Boswell, a lot of people's top center fielder outside of Dan Leone. He went to Magnolia Heights High School from Mississippi. At number 18, the Cleveland Guardians select Nicholas Leonard, a starting pitcher. And that brings us to another division rival in the Houston Astros. And at pick number 19, they go Milt Roach, a first baseman we don't know a lot about. So interesting enough in that regard. Up now into the 20s, Philadelphia Phillies, they go Rory Rivers, another starting pitcher, as the past 3 guys are all guys we did not even think about. This is what happens when you have such a break in between 4 and 40. A lot of these guys we just didn't take a look at because we didn't think we'd end up with them. 21st, the Pirates go second baseman Will Mitchell, a guy I thought I'd go a little bit later in the draft. And then 22, the Blue Jays go Manny Chavez, a left fielder. Chicago Cubs now on the clock at 23, and with this selection, they are going to select Robert Whitey, a shortstop. I did like him a lot. He was 23 years old from Northwestern, but again, I just thought he'd just go in this little span, and, well, we didn't really need a shortstop. Johnny Tatum goes to the Twins at 24. That's a very good value pick. He's a 23-year-old from Alabama, very proven. Might not even need a lot of time in the minors. At 25, the Orioles go Shannon Jones, another starting pitcher, to help bolster their ranks. The Dodgers now at number 26, as they draft Dwight Childress, the third baseman from Severin Park High School in Maryland. I know we got some Dodgers fans in the comments. I think that's a good pick for you. At 27, the Rangers go Buffer Chavez, a starting pitcher, which rounds out our division rivals in the first round. At 28, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who've made a splash recently, they go with Miguel Lozano, a shortstop. 29, the AL pennant winners from last year who have struggled this season in the New York Yankees. They will select Gary Coggin, a catcher from Faith Christian Academy, a high school in Pennsylvania. Not a lot of good catching prospects, so the Yankees do net the top guy. And then to round out the first round, the Braves select Ivan Rosales, a starting pitcher from Venezuela, who is very intriguing. We're not going to take a look at all the selections now in the draft, but both of the prospect performance incentive picks were good. The Reds select Lance Matson out of Canada, a nice right fielder. And then the Rangers go Javier Aparicio, who has slid all the way from a potential top 5. Competitive balance round A now at 35. The White Sox select Garrett Rogers, the top relief pitcher from Mississippi Community College, a JUCO school. And at 39, the Tigers right before us go Moses Meadows, a left fielder from Chino Hills High School, made famous by the Balls. That brings us finally to our second pick, 36 picks later at pick number 40. And one guy still on the board is Rolando Castro, the number 1 ranked prospect, is still here. That injury must be playing a factor. Now, if we're scared of him, we could go starting pitcher Rico Duarte, who's very good, a 19-year-old from Cuba who's intriguing. If you want to go the position player route, there's a couple second basemen who are still available. Vernon Esquivel, an 18-year-old from the Dominican Republic, and in my opinion, the better option, 18-year-old Domingo Cuevas from Cuba, who looks very, very solid at second base. There's also Rene Ortega in the outfield, who has a very good-looking bat with very high potential. That's very intriguing. But here at pick 40, even though we got some high potential position players, the number 1 guy is still on the board, and I feel like we gotta at least take the risk. Why not? So at the 40th pick, The Athletics select Rolando Castro, the 22-year-old closing pitcher from the Puerto Rico. Yes, he's injured. Yes, that could be a red flag. Yes, this could be a very high-risk move. But it could also pay off really high reward. Now, another reason why I felt comfortable picking Castro's here is because I knew we had the very next pick. So even if we miss on Castro, we're able to get the other guy we wanted, which is Rene Ortega, the 18-year-old from Puerto Rico. That bat looks very, very promising. He's got some speed ability as well. I think he could be a very all-around good player. So we take him at pick 41. So we double up with Castro and Ortega in back-to-back selections. I think, again, having those back-to-back allowed us to take a shot on Castro, and I think Ortega is also a very good option. With the next pick, the Rockies, they select Vernon Esquivel, the top second baseman we thought about taking with this selection. And then down a couple picks later at pick 47, the San Diego Padres, they go with the other second baseman, Domingo Cuevas from Cuba out west. Next pick, our division rivals, the Angels, their second selection do take Rico Duarte. I think it's a very solid pick here in the second round from them. I think the Cuban pitcher will be very good. Pick 52 by the Marlins, they go Aiden Montero, a left fielder from Harvard Westlake High School in California, who's intriguing. At pick 64 now, the Orioles, they go Pete Lockett, the starting pitcher from the University of Southern California, who I liked as a mid-round projected player. And then the Rangers at 66 go Jose Iglesias, another solid starting pitcher. I feel like our division rivals definitely made the most of their second-round picks. Competitive balance round B now at 71. The Guardians go Gustavo Guillen, a speedy left fielder from Venezuela, who I liked. And then now into our third round selection, our fourth slot. Top guy we have is Jason McFarland. He's an 18-year-old from New Life Christian Academy in North Carolina. I like his skill set. I also like DJ Mars a lot. I think he's a very good power bat. The rest kind of average. So I am going to go with Jason McFarland here at this selection out of New Life Christian Academy. I think he's got solid pitching ratings. I think he's got pretty good upside. Doesn't ask for a lot of bonus money. Hoping that DJ Mars can loop around later, because I did like him as a potential just power bat. But unfortunately, 6 picks later, he goes to the San Diego Padres. So that's unfortunate, but I liked McFarland's upside more. DJ Mars just seemed more just like a power bat at third base. And we kind of already have that in Rooker. We're seeing how it's playing out. Right after him goes the other third baseman that was good, was Maxwell Saucea from Corona High School in Kentucky. And at pick 91, the Tigers go Sherman Sherrick, a speedy center fielder from Wichita State. At pick number 98, the Blue Jays go Bob Rosales, a right fielder from Puerto Rico that I was really hoping would fall to pick 4. Unfortunately, he does not fall to us. I know, Roper, you wanted him in the comments. Sorry, I missed out on him. We get into our fourth round pick, and we have one guy left who we highlighted in our draft preview episode, and that's starting pitcher Kyle Ladd. And I think he could potentially be a steal for us here. So we select at number 107, the 23-year-old from the University of Nebraska, a lefty who's got B potential, looks like, and is probably already going to be in the 60s. In the 5th round now, we're going to speed it up considering we didn't highlight any more of these players. We have one guy left on our board in the top 100, so I thought, why not take him at pick 137? So we're going to take Elliot Gagnon, an 18-year-old from a high school in Ohio. So we double up here with pitchers down the stretch. And then we get now into our 6th round pick. And I didn't really know much about these guys, but the top guy at the board is named Barry Bonds. So why not? You know, we're making this pick strictly for the memes. I feel like at pick 167, I got to take the relief pitcher, Barry Bonds from Southeastern Louisiana College. Hey, we got the next Barry Bonds on our team. I can only say that if I pick him. So we go with him in the 6th round. And that's going to conclude the 2025 first-year player draft. We have until August 1st to sign these guys. We also do get the notification that Castro is injured, and it could affect his potential and current overall rating. So it's going to be a lot of nerves till August 1st to see what that is. Here's a look at all of the rounds in a recap, in case you are curious. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of our draft picks. Do you think we had a pretty good draft? Who do you think was the biggest miss that we had? Who is your favorite selection? Who is the guy that you think was probably not the best selection in hindsight at the position? I would like to know all that in the comments. But I'm excited to get these guys signed and continue on here in year number 2 of the Athletics franchise. I also simmed the last game before the All-Star break, and we do beat the Astros 4-3. So we're going into the break 44-54. I know we're 10 games under 500, but that is a massive improvement from where this A's team was last season. So hopefully we can get into the All-Star break in the next episodes. I actually want to live stream the draft, or not the draft, the Derby and the All-Star game next week. And I'm thinking about doing that. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. That includes the draft. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.